All praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Bashim Kakadash, double honors to the elder apostle great millstone. Citation I can teach all truth and sincerity. Um uh Basically I was going in on, like, yes, you can marry a cousin. If there does come up a birth defect, or your child that comes from that union has a minor medical issue. It's not because of the parents, being, you know, cousins. It was because, the Most High, you know, has given that child a noticeable judgment, and that blemish, or that disability, or that particular defect that has happened is not because of the parents, being, you know, you know, a little close related to each other, you know, because I've read, or I've heard that there was this lady, she was, dating her first cousin, and she found out that there was a medical anomaly within her children, but it wasn't because of her and her spouse was cousin. It was just a medical anomaly. It wasn't because of them being cousins. It was just that's the way it happened. Their child will have a small medical issue, but other than that, the child was normal, and it was surviving. Because there's been plenty of times in the scriptures where two cousins got together and there was no medical issues, no birth defects. It was a blessed union, and blessed with uh healthy, vibrant children. You know. Um anyway, I'm gonna go to Genesis 29 verse 10. This is Genesis 29 verse 10. It says, "And it came to pass, when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, that Jacob went near and rolled the stone from the well's mouth, and watered the flock of Laban, his mother's brother." Because these are Jacob's maternal first cousins, but really, you know, they come from the same seed line, because Jacob's seed line is Abraham, and Laban's seed line is Nahor. So Laban, and what's the word? Nahor and Abraham were of the same lineage. So Jacob, may have gotten his first cousin from his mother's side, but really, his mother and his mother's side is the same side as his father's side. So it's basically his paternal first cousin. First cousin. Once removed, I believe, because well, no, not once removed, but like, she's his actual first cousin, because she's Abraham's nephew's daughter. You know, and because she's Laban's, she's Nahor's granddaughter, Laban's daughter. You know, but and Rebecca is Laban's sister. So and and Rachel is her great her niece. So yeah, he saw Rachel, um and when he went over there, he was welcomed. I mean, verse 11, "And Jacob kissed Rachel, and lifted up his voice, and wept. And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's brother, and that he was Rebecca's son, and she ran and told her father. So he basically acknowledged what family he came from, which was the same family in which was Abraham's family, you know, um, and also Rebecca's family. Read verse 13. It came to pass when Laban heard tidings of Jacob, his sister's son, that he ran to meet him and embraced him and kissed him and brought him to his house. He told Laban all these things. And Laban said to him, Surely thou art my bone and my flesh. He abode with him the space of a month. So, and they were close uh, relatives. Let's say this is verse 15. And Laban said unto Jacob, Because thou art my brother, shouldest thou therefore serve me for naught? Tell me, what shall thy wages be? And Laban had two daughters. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well-favored. And he wanted Rachel over Leah. You know, uh, Jacob wanted Rachel over Leah, and Jacob loved Rachel and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter. And Laban said, It is better that I give her to thee than that I should give her to another man. Abide with me. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him for but a few days, for the love he had to her. And Jacob said unto Laban, Give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go in unto her. And so he can go into her and make her his wife, because, sex is marriage. And Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast. And it came to pass in the evening that he took Leah and his daughter and brought her to him, and he went in unto her. Then Laban gave unto his daughter Leah Zilpah, his maid, for a handmaid. And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah. He said to Laban, What is this thou hast done unto me? Did not I serve thee for Rachel? Wherefore then shalt thou beguile me? And Laban said, It was not Slaki. And Laban said, It must not be so done in our country to give the younger before the firstborn. So Laban tricked Jacob into laying with Leah, instead of Rachel. It says, fulfill her week, and we will give thee this also for the service which thou shalt serve with me yet 7 other years. And Jacob did so and fulfilled her week, and he gave him Rachel his daughter to wife also. So, Jacob took on both his cousins, Leah and Rachel. He was tricked into taking on Leah to, because he really wanted Rachel, his cousin Rachel, because she was beautiful in his eyes. She was a beautiful woman to him, and Leah was, tender eyes. She was all right, but Rachel was, more beautiful and well favored. You know, and that's who he ended up with, and that's you know where the 12 tribes of Israel come from. They come from Leah, uh, Leah and her servant, and Rachel and her servant. Rachel, Leah, Zilpah, Rachel, and Bilhah. Those are the four mothers of the 12 tribes of Israel who were not Israelites. And two of those women were cousins to Jacob. You know, um, I'm gonna go to I'll go to Tobit 7 verse 1. It's Tobit 7 verse 1. It's and when they were come to Ecbatane, they came to the house of Reguel, and Sarah met them. And after they had saluted one another, she brought them into the house, and said Reguel to Edna his wife, how like is the younger man to Tobit my cousin? And Reguel asked them, from whence are ye, brethren? To whom they said, we are the sons of Nephtalium, um, which are captives in Nineveh. Then he said to them, do ye know Tobit our kinsman? And they said, we know him. Then it said, he in good health? And they said, he is both alive and in good health. And Tobias said, he is my father. And Reguel leaped up and kissed him and wept. And this is when Tobias went to go see Reguel, his family member. Um uh I'll read that again. Then Reguel leaped up and kissed him and wept, and blessed him, and said unto him, thou art the son of an honest and good man. But when he had heard that Tobit was blind, he was sorrowful and wept. So, this is when he go meets this man. I'm gonna let's get to verse 9. It says, so he communed. It's lucky. Um, it just did that. This is Tobit 7 and 9. So he communicated the matter with Reguel, and Reguel said to Tobias, eat and drink and make merry, for it is meet that thou shouldest marry my daughter. Nevertheless, I will declare unto thee the truth. So, he offered Tobit to marry for Tobias. He offered for Tobias to marry his daughter. I believe her name was Sarah. You know, because they were cousins. They were, their family. This woman, I believe she was married at least 7 times, and on every time a man would try to consummate the relationship, they would die, because actually she was made and predestined to be with Tobias. You know, but this is Tobit chapter 7 verse 12. Raguel said, then take her from hence according to the manner, for thou art her cousin, and she is thine, and the merciful power give you good success in all things. Then he said, his daughter Sarah, she came to her father. He took her by the hand and gave her to be wife to Tobias, saying, behold, take her after the law of Moses, lead her away to thy father. And he blessed them. Yeah, because yeah, I believe every time. Yeah, yeah. If you read in 11, it says, I have given my daughter in marriage to 7 men who died that night. They came in unto her, nevertheless, for the present to be merry. But Tobias said, I will eat nothing here till we agree and swear. Yeah, like she was trying to get, he tried to give her away 7 times. And every time it just didn't work out at the time, because they weren't meant to be with her. Her cousin Tobias was. Certain situations. Two people could be cousins and they could easily vibe, and that's the individual that person is supposed to be with. You know, um, and it's not going off to marry a particular cousin in your family, because that's a healthy, recognized union by the Heavenly Father. You know. But anyway, I'm gonna end it right here. I'm gonna say all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostle, great millstone. So I teach you, I can teach all truth, sincerity.